A letter to Walt Whitman. It is unfair, my elder brother. I have been able to read your words. You have not been able to read mine. Yet we are brothers, you the elder, I the younger. In your time you sang such songs to life, to the ends of life, to the wonder hiding in everything. Hiding in two yellow butterflies. Quote, the spiral flight of two little yellow butterflies shuffling between each other, ascending high in the air, unquote. It makes me so sad to know those little ones are no longer living, except in our imagined memories to the wonder hiding. Quote, in a live oak, uttering joyous leaves of dark green, alone in Louisiana, solitary in a wide flat space, hiding in prairie grass, its special odor breathing, unquote. Quote again, in boatmen and mechanics on the branches and bayous of the Mississippi, unquote. The wonder, quote, in older women more beautiful than the young, the sudden muffled sounds of eagles, their skyward dalliance above the river road, unquote, to the wonder hiding, quote, in thought roaming over all the universe, in peaceful country barns, cattle and horses feeding in sunlit pastures, unquote. The great kaleidoscope of your mind, your great heart that wishes everyone well, your awareness of living things in every corner of the earth. Thank you, elder brother Walt, for showing us how to sing great songs to everything we can love. Quote, the Siberian behind his sledge drawn by dogs, the Hottentot and his clicking speech, the slaves at the forge in Kentucky and Tennessee, unquote. The children in New England churches, baffled by images of God, of punishment and retribution. You spokesman, Walt, you poet of a whole century in our country's adolescent days, when its muscles were forming, its loins firming, its heartbeat echoing its dreams, its nightmares already of poverty and exploitation, of slavery. The division of its people into cities and farms, into owners and workers. Owners and workers. The great heartbeat of a new country, of the possessors, the dispossessed, and the possessed, driving the welcoming tribes to the rims of life, to drunkenness and death, to the trampling of their great spirit, with machines and roads and weapons, are filling the natural land, to the buying and selling of their world of grass they knew so well and spoke to in their ancient rituals, rooted in the buffalo of the plains, the wolves and grizzlies and bighorn sheep in the mountains, all in devotion to the spirit in every living thing, Walt. How much you sat alone and wrote your verse, and sometimes wondered why, who else would read it, and share your sense of wonder of all things found within your lines, speaking to the empty places in yourself and in the world, seeking to help the universe find meaning for itself, its great mysteries of time, its inexorable passage toward ultimate silence, when no memories or questions or wonderment remain, except in those still able to read your cosmic reach for self, or except in poets and bards who live after you to wonder in their time as you in yours. My brother, I wonder if you know what impact you had on both your century and ours. Just think, we are 90 years into ours, only 10 are left before a new one overtakes us both. And you saw not a single year of ours, for your span was finished in 1892, when you were 73. I am only 4 behind, and I write you now. I have so much to tell you about you and your century, about us and ours. Your free verse, le vers libre, as the French called your work, and learned from you as you learned from them, especially when you turn to France as the great hope for freedom of the spirit, just half a century after their beautiful, hopeful, terrible revolutionary time that began in 1789. Your prose poetry, so much better to express the teeming life around us. Baudelaire's ideas of poème en prose. Some effete among the French and condemned you as a, quote, base sensualist and a democratic rowdy, unquote. Well, thank God. How else get to political and emotional truths? Oh, how you touched the French and blended with them. Whitman, Baudelaire, Rimbaud, Jules Laforgue. You were like brothers, stealing each other's lines, ideas, dreams, like stealing toys from one another. So all of you gave birth to many of us 100 years, 200 years, 300 years later. Your indelible impact on us all. But enough flaws, Walt. Thank God, enough failings to leave all of you human. We can call you brothers, grandfathers, uncles, but how you stirred freedom in words with the French. To be your fuller selves in verse, our erotic loving selves in verse, our inward looking selves, finding ecstasies in every portion of ourselves in verse, in every corner of the forest and the meadow, every depth of the sea, every season of the day, the clouds aloft, ecstasies everywhere in verse. Walt, you showed us, told us, taught us to be ourselves. To be wild, to be free, blowing in the wind, in love with all ourselves like leaves of grass, sharing the day, the night, the winds that cool and warms and cools us all on the plains and in the mountain peaks. My brother, listen closely. Cup your hand around your ear to hear this song. For you to understand you live still by what you did for us, to teach the patience how to listen to the world, to earthworms in the soil, to urchins and oysters in the surf, to butterflies and hornets, and to clouds aloft, to write, no matter what, to write it down, our desires, our passions, our fears, and all the mysteries, long open lines, your open lines, our long open lines, the lengthening stanza of us all. The universe itself can welcome to understand its own fantasies, all played out in every galaxy, near and far, from everywhere, yet still, whose secrets are shown completely in the magic and mystery of delicate leaves of grass, found everywhere.